When I bought the BMW K1200, it has crash damage all around and also the engine was damaged. But in a previous episode we completely dismantled the BMW, took apart the engine and began the immense task of cleaning up the years of dirt and oxidation. Today is time to prep everything for Cerakote, then spray it and then completely assemble the engine to make it look even better than the moment when it rolled out of the factory. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. So loads to do on this episode. I'll jump right into it and give you an update on what I did already. So I disassembled all the parts and cleaned it all up ready for blasting. And over here some smaller parts, so the front calipers, the alternator, the starter motor, footrest, the oil water pump and the oil pan. But if I want to blast everything right here inside my small blasting cabinet, it will take me forever and ever and ever. So like they say, work smarter, not harder. So let's fill up this crate and drop it off at the blaster.
The next day.
It was literally the next day that I was able to pick up everything from the blaster, so massive credits to them. As you can see, everything was neatly blasted, also all the small parts, which saves me a huge amount of time. So now we can continue on the next phase, the fun part. Spraying the Cerakote. Normally I spray all my engines black, but after using tungsten grey on my Vespa build, I was very enthusiastic about the color and the combination between the tungsten grey and the graphite black. So I also went for this color combination. Another one of the reasons for taking everything to the blaster was because I was quite in a hurry to spray everything before the end of the summer, when the weather was still good. At the time of spraying it was already end of September, so I wanted to make sure I used the best of my time. As you can see, the weather was still good and also the temperature was more than fine, so that was more than helpful. First I sprayed all the smaller parts and the engine covers, before it was the turn of the engine itself. It really makes a world of difference between countless hours of cleaning, but the result is quite impressive. Now that enough hours have been spent on taking apart, cleaning, blasting and masking up the engine, it's important to take your time before spraying and not rush anything. Obviously the last thing that you want to do is mess it up at this stage, so you can start over again. Start applying by a thin layer over the entire engine and only then building up the layer thickness. When several thinner layers have been built up, I only add a full wet coat at the end for full color coverage. And after a couple of days of curing you end up with this beautiful color. But now that's done, we need a lot of parts. Parts, man, come on in. As usual, K1200.com fulfilled my K-part needs, so let's now go over it and see what I've ordered. As you saw in the previous clips, I also received the K1100 covers, but already Cerakoted them. The only thing that still need to do is sand the lines and the lettering down, but more about that later. New covers can't go without new seals, so I also ordered up new seals for the left and right side cover, and got this spark plug cover right here, so it's nice custom touch to the bike, so the 4-valve emblem instead of the BMW lettering, so I really dig this. And when going that route I couldn't skip on the new stainless steel bolts for the side covers. So let's be honest, this really is an upgrade to the looks of your engine and your build, so I couldn't let this one go. So the old ones can go bye bye. And over here some O-rings, some gaskets, new bolts for the intermediate flange, bearings, new bushings for the ignition coil, crusher rings, new oil filter, new bolts for the flywheel, a new clutch plate, spark plugs, and this makes your life so much easier. So everything that you need to rebuild your oil and water pump, so you got everything you need right here. And same goes for the starter motor. So a full kit right here, so just order this part number and then you have everything in one bag to rebuild your starter motor. As you can see, the carbon brushes were already quite worn and it's certainly advisable to replace them now that you have everything apart. But how do you go from this to this? First of all, I take regular masking tape to mask everything off. I don't want sanded. Then I put duct tape over it for extra protection because the tape is much thicker. Because I already sanded all the lines and lettering before spraying the Cerakote, I now only have to sand off the Cerakote and use grit 300-350 for this. When all the Cerakote has been sanded off, I take a new piece of sandpaper and go over it in one direction until everything is smooth. And it looks like this. So right now this is where the fun part starts. It's time to put the engine back together. Got everything laid out on the table and already went ahead and reassemble up the oil and water pump right here, the oil intermediate flange, the oil sump, and in the back right here the alternator, starter motor, and in the previous episode I rebuilt the throttle body. So if you want to know how to do it yourself, there's a link in the description down below. New clutch plate, new bolts for the intermediate flange, new spark plugs, so everything is all set and done to put it back together. So let's time to throw it on the time lapse so you can enjoy that. Before anything is installed at all, I start by degreasing all the surfaces where liquid sealant will be applied. Then I screw in the new thread ends into the cylinder head and apply just a small amount of heat resistant mounting paste just to prevent anything will lock up in the future. Before the output shaft can be put in, I apply just a tiny little bit of Loctite on the seat to prevent the bearing from turning inside the engine. Then gently tap the bearing in with a rubber mallet to ensure it's fully seated. And make sure that the ring is mounted this way. After that's just the same as making a cake. Everything comes together layer by layer. First apply a thin layer of silicone and the two sealing rings for the oil and coolant channels can be put in, and then again a small amount of silicone for a good seal. And then the oil pan can be placed on top. Then the bolts can be tightened to the correct torque settings. Then, as icing on the cake, the oil pan can be placed on top after another layer of silicone has been applied. And then everything can be tightened at the recommended torque setting. When that's all done, work can be continued on the front of the engine by installing the oil intermediate flange. Don't forget that there will be a sealing ring on both sides of the flange, which can also be held in place with a little bit of silicone. Then the oil and water pump goes over, and finally the cover can be placed, but also just a little bit of silicone sealing and then torqued to the correct settings. Now that the engine can be turned over, work can be continued on the rear of the engine and the starter clutch and counter shaft can be installed. The new shaft seal can then be mounted, so take the time to ensure that the seal goes in gradually and evenly. Before the intermediate flange is placed, put some silicone sealant here again to ensure that there will be no leaks in the future. Then the new torque bolts can be placed and everything can be tightened to the correct torque settings. So after months it's already starting to look like an engine now, so quickly continue on installing the K1200 side covers with the new stainless steel bolts. A tip for this is to also spread just a tiny little bit of sealant between the surfaces of the engine and the side cover. In the past I have had another build where I have just a tiny little bit of oil sweating through this, and there's a perfect way to prevent this. The engine is now more or less done. The only thing that I still need to do is put on the clutch pack. Before I'm gonna do that, I want to put the engine back onto the lift right here, so eventually I can put on the gearbox and the swing arm and the frame, etc. so I can rebuild up the bike on the lift where it's supposed to be. Now it's time to manhandle the engine from here to there. Job done. Next up is mounting the clutch pack. As a precaution I replaced the clutch plates, but here too you must ensure that everything is properly degreased to prevent a slippy clutch, as shown on the cleaning cloth. Now that everything has been cleaned, the clutch pack can now be mounted with new stretch bolts and washers. A centering tool is essential to ensure that no imbalance occurs and the gearbox can be easily mounted. The engine is ready now, but we're not there yet. Quickly move on to the gearbox. To ensure that the Cerakote had a good adhesion to the gearbox, it was disassembled and I also had it blasted to remove the original coating. As saw earlier, it was also a good move to also be able to clean the inside of the gearbox. Yes, much better. After the Cerakote had cured, it was time to put everything back together with new seals and gaskets. Fortunately, the bearings were still in perfect condition, so they didn't need to be replaced. By putting just a little bit of oil on the bearings and heating up the casing, the halves were easily put back together. And then the bolts got just a little bit new Loctite to them and then torqued to the correct torque settings. And just like that, the gearbox is now also ready and can be mounted up to the engine. Now that the gearbox is in place, the splines can be re-greased and the drive shaft can be placed over it, followed by the swing arm and finally the rear axle drive. The intake manifolds can now be mounted to the engine, and just to be sure, I also put just a little bit of silicone underneath to prevent vacuum leaks. Now that the rebuilt throttle body can be mounted, and it's always a great moment seeing all the new and clean parts come together to make your vision of your build come to life. Before I install the starter motor on the motor itself, I want to make sure that the starter motor is in working condition. So I hooked up ground right here to a small 18-volt battery right here and plus right here. So let's check if it works. Woo, yeah, perfect. So now it's time to install it. Oh, and don't forget to smooth out the surface on the backside of the starter motor to make sure you have a good grounded connection from the starter motor to the gearbox. And obviously same applies for the mounting points on the gearbox for the starter motor and for the alternator. So the last thing that now needs to be done is to install the alternator on the intermediate flange. And with just a little bit of encouragement, the starter motor can also be installed, and that completes the rebuild of the engine. So that's it for the BMW K1200 engine rebuild video. As mentioned earlier, there's new BMW content coming up, and that's behind the door right there. So if you don't want to miss it out, please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, all the good stuff. For now, I want to thank you all for watching, and on to the next video. Ciao. Yeah, okay, a little sneak peek coming up.